Understanding is the main thing which you have to do. So your ability to understand and execute and produce in a paper, that is the thing which you will have to know. So what are the contents under this physical world? It is general topic. It's a very precious time for you to analyze the question paper within this 15 minutes. Why this problematic mean? It is nothing but problems, but it is actually not a problematic mean. Hello everyone, I'm Brinda, Faculty of Physics, welcoming you all to the introduction session of first PU syllabus. So as you all know, there are P, C, M and your optional subject, right? So P stands for physics, C, chemistry, M, mathematics and your optional subject, whichever you choose. So here, me as a physics faculty, today I'm going to introduce regarding physics as well as what syllabus the physics contain. So, science. Science has two branches. One is physical science, one is biological science. So, in physical science, there are two divisions. We have physics as well as chemistry, where in physics, here it is a study. Physical science is a study of behavior of the non-living things which are around us. So here, physics, in this subject, we will have to understand the three concepts. We have to understand three concepts, which are those. One is contents. We need to understand the contents of the syllabus. So what is the syllabus given? How much marks are allotted to it? That is what we will have to see first. Then, secondly, analyzing the question paper. Question paper pattern analysis is a very important thing. So first of all, one is the syllabus contents. You will have to check out for the contents. Secondly, you will have to check the question paper pattern. So you will get to know which main are of how many marks. With respect to it, you can study and the studying thing will be easier. Understanding the concept, studying and putting in the paper, that is execution, will be much easier when you understand these things. And then ability, you need to know what is your ability to understand the concept. If you're not getting the concept, re-study the concept so that you will know, like, are you able to understand things? So understanding is the main thing which you have to do. So your ability to understand and execute and produce in the paper, that is the thing which you will have to know. So in this subject, physics, you have to understand, you will have to study regarding the contents, that is you have to know the contents. Syllabus, what is your syllabus for certain class? So that is your syllabus along with that marks allotted to each topic as well as the question paper pattern and then the ability to understand and produce. So coming to contents, that is what syllabus physics subject of first PU contains. So regarding the syllabus, our first chapter is physical world, which contains marks allotted, that is 2 marks is allotted to the first chapter, that is physical world. So what are the contents under this physical world? It is general topic and here it comes like we are studying about the nature and something which is going around us. It's a general topic, introduction topic, which includes everything, that is a physical world. So the behavior of nature, the discoveries, important discoveries, all these things we'll be studying in this chapter. And next is chapter 2, that is unit and measurement. Here we study the units, measuring kilograms, grams, seconds, like the measurements we study here in this chapter. Next it is third chapter, that is motion in a straight line. We study about motion and here in motion in a plane, that also we study regarding the motion of an objects in a plane, then which is of the 11 marks. And here we study in the chapter 5, we study law of motion. There are first law, second law and third law of motion. Those we will study here in this laws of motion, which consists of 10 marks. And here in the 6th chapter, we study work, power and energy. that is of 7 marks. So these are all topics which you have studied earlier in your previous classes. So something extra added to it. We study just something advanced than your previous classes. Rest everything is one and the same. So next comes 7th chapter, that is System of Particles and Rotational Motion. This is kind of a new chapter for you. So something is added here. So that will be add-on chapter for you here. And next is gravitation. So gravitation, marks weightage is 9 marks, and which is the 8th chapter. So here gravitation you have already studied in your previous class. So here also something more will be added to it. So which is very important chapters, and these chapters, these are the contents which comes in your first textbook 1. So next thing is, these are the chapters which comes in your textbook 2, the second textbook. That is, chapter number is 9th chapter name, Mechanical Properties of Solids, whose marks weightage is 4, and 10th chapter, Mechanical Properties of Fluids, whose marks weightage is 3. So we study the properties of solids as well as liquids over here. Then next is thermal properties of matter. Here in this chapter we study about the temperature, thermal properties of a matter. It is regarding the temperature. The weightage of this chapter is 9 marks. And next we study thermodynamics. Again it comes regarding the temperature itself. So thermodynamics marks weightage is 6. Chapter number, that is 13, we study about kinetic theory of gases. Here we study regarding the gases, the behavior of the gases in this chapter, whose weightage is 5 marks. And later we study 14th chapter, that is oscillations. We study regarding the oscillations of the objects. So it is the marks allotted to is 7 marks. And finally the 15th chapter, here we study, the chapter name is called as waves, which contains 10 marks. So the total marks from first textbook as well as your second textbook both together consists of 105 marks. So as I told you, your subject now it is physics. So in physics you have to keep 3 things in your mind. One is to understand the contents, another one is to analyze the question paper, and lastly it is that you have to execute it. Understand these things, get prepared, and your execution is the last, that is third point. So here you know that first this comes in your first textbook as well as these chapters comes in your second textbook. So together it makes total of 105 marks. So this is all about your syllabus. So you got a skeleton of textbook pattern, syllabus pattern, right? So totally we have to study 2 skeletons. That is a skeleton of the syllabus. Secondly, the skeleton of the question paper. Execution is just filling up the skeletal parts. Now you're analyzing regarding the question paper pattern. So question paper pattern, it is first PUC physics. So here your question paper consists of, when it comes to exam, it is like theory as well as practicals. Your theory as well as practicals together, it makes up 100 marks. You're writing the exam for 100 marks, wherein theory as well as practical, both marks are added in 100 marks. So here, theory as well as practicals, it is split up into 2. So here theory you will be having for 105 marks, which I have written here. The theory is set for 105 marks. Theory as well as practicals together it is for 100 marks, but the theory paper, only the theory paper is for 105 marks. See, you may get confused. I'm telling 100 marks is a total, theory as well as practical, but here 105 marks total for theory. Yes, that is optional. So you have got too many options in your paper. That is 35 marks is optional questions. So here, the theory marks you're writing only for 70 marks out of 105 marks. The theory paper has to be written only for 70 marks out of 105 marks. where your 35 marks is optional. Okay, so allotted hours. How many hours are allotted in your exam? It is 3 hours 15 minutes. So this 15 minutes is the time for you to analyze the paper. So in this 15 minutes, you will have to read your question paper, read the things which you know, which you don't know, and analyze it, which you'll be writing it first. All those things will be calculated. Complete mental calculation will be done in this 15 minutes. You have to analyze your question paper without wasting your time in this 15 minutes. It's a very precious time for you to analyze the question paper within this 15 minutes. Then you will have to start writing your paper and you will be having 3 hours in your pocket. So the total time given is 3 hours 15 minutes, wherein that 15 minutes is a time which is allotted to you to analyze the question paper. Later it will be the time for you to write after that 15 minutes. So 3 hours you have to write for 70 marks. For 70 marks you will be utilizing 3 hours. Out of 105 marks you will have to gain 70 marks. So 35 marks is for option, and then practical paper. So much is all about your theory paper. Now coming to the practical paper. Practical paper consists of 30 marks, out of which the practicals will be divided. The complete 30 marks is divided for your experiment, record maintaining, record thing. The marks is allotted to your record maintenance as well as your Viva questions. So it is splitted. So the practical paper is for 30 marks, theory is for 70 marks. So totally it is for 100 marks where you are writing the question paper, where you are writing the exam. This is the pattern, how it is divided. The marks, how the marks is divided. So next is, you got to know the question paper pattern, how the marks are allotted. Okay, out of 105 marks, you're supposed to write for 70 marks. So coming to the question paper, the pattern, exact pattern, what are the things which it contains? That is part A, part B, part C as well as part D. Simple. 4 parts are there. That is part A, part B, part C as well as part D. In these, totally there are 6 mains. So the first main where you will have to focus for the centum, if you're focusing for the centum, you will have to focus completely on the first main. So the first main is answer all the following questions. There is no option, so you will have to answer all the questions. So there will be 10 questions, out of which you will have to answer all 10 questions, each consisting of 1 marks. So in order to get centum, remember you will have to focus on first main, that is all 10 questions of 1 marks, and you will have to answer it in either in sentence or in a word. Coming to part P, from this main you are getting the option. Okay, so here you will have to answer any 5 of the following question. Any 5 question out of 8 question you will have to answer. Okay, any 5 out of 8 question, where 3 question you will be dropping it. That is, discard 3 questions and attempt only for 5 question. Each consists of 2 marks. So 5 into 2, the 10 marks will be in your pocket if you answer in a systematic way. Okay, coming to the third main, that is also answer any 5 of the following question. Here also you have got 8 question, out of which you will have to attempt for 5 question, and each question consists of 3 marks. So it is the 15 marks which will be in your pocket if you answer it in a systematic way. Okay, so there are part A, part B, part C. So these 3 are done. Coming to part D. Before that, in part A, part B as well as in part C, three parts consist of the questions which comes from first textbook as well as second textbook. So why am I mentioning it now? It comes from first as well as second. Yes, it's because part D consists of, that is fourth main. It consists of questions from first textbook, and part D, fifth main, consists of questions which comes from the second textbook. Okay, so part D, any two of the following questions. Out of 3 questions, you will have to answer for 2 questions, and each question consists of 5 marks. So totally 10 marks will be in your pocket. So this main contains the questions which comes from first textbook, and secondly, fifth main, it contains the questions which comes from the second book. So second one, that is fifth main, answer any 2 of the following questions. You will have to answer any 2 of the following questions out of 3 questions. So 2 into 5, again 10 marks will be in your pocket. So here fourth main as well as fifth main, 3 questions, you have to attempt 2 questions. 1 question is of 5 marks. So on the whole, you will have 10 from fourth main and 10 marks from fifth main. Last main, it is a problematic main to many of you. It's a problematic main. Why this problematic main? It is nothing but problems, but it is actually not a problematic main. It is just a numericals. Okay, it's very easy. Understand the question first. Understand the question, analyze it, assume certain things, write on the given data and check to it whether you have got certain data and whether it matches with the formula which you're writing, and then you can proceed. Okay, this is a systematic manner where you will have to focus. Here the focusing is very much important in this numerical. So here sixth main is all about numericals. So there are 2 mains which are very much scoring here. That is the first main as well as your second main. It is scoring if you attempt it. It takes your marks also if you don't attempt it. So if you're focusing on centum, that is 70 marks on the whole, then you will have to focus on first main as well as your sixth main also. Okay, it is not that you will just drop 6 main so that you will get 70. No, each and every main is calculated over here. Part D, in one main you will be getting 2 questions you will have to write. In second main, that is the fifth main, again 2 questions, and last main, that is sixth main, 5 questions will be given of numericals, that is problem, solving the problem. 5 questions, out of which you will be writing 3 questions and you will be discarding 2 questions. So 3 questions, each question consists of 5 marks, so totally it will be 15 marks. Okay, so the numericals last part D consists of 15 marks. So first main, in part A you have got 1 main, in part B 1 main, part C 1 main, part D 3 mains. In part A, that is first main, in order to acquire centum, the complete full marks, if it has to be there, you have to completely focus on first main also. Okay, first main, there is no option, so you will have to write all 10 questions, attempt all 10 questions and grab 10 marks. And then part B, again you have to, 8 questions are given over there. So you will have to write any 5 of the questions where 3 are discarded. So 5 into 2, again it is 10. Part C, again any 5 of the question out of 8 questions or any 5. So 3 questions you can discard it. Then 5 into 3, it is 15. Part D, any 2 of the following questions out of 3 questions. So again 10 marks will be, you can grab your 10 marks. Again in part D, fifth main, you have 3 questions out of which you have to write 2 questions and grab your 10 marks. And part D itself, that is the last main, that is sixth main, numericals, there you have 5 questions out of which you'll be writing 3 questions and you will have to grab your 15 marks in order to get your 70 marks on the whole. So next, now you got to know, you have to read regarding the contents. Okay, that is done. Now you have read regarding the question paper pattern, you have analyzed it, you got to know what are the possible ways in part A, part B, part C, part D, how it comes, how the main comes and what am I supposed to do, everything you got to know, right? So now coming to execution. This is a time to execute. You got to know the syllabus, you got to know the question paper pattern. Now you have to execute. Something you have to study, you have to give it up. Right? So now you are executing. During execution, you will have to study the syllabus properly, understand the question paper pattern. Then you will have to study each and every concept. While studying the laws or any other concept, no, you will have to grasp things like you will have to study the formula first. Like, however, you can even study the definition first and then go to formula, or some people looking at the formula only, you can give out the law as well. So it will be very much easier. There is nothing like you have to by heart. Understand and then study. So imagination is one main thing which you will have to do. So imagination, imagine things, then execute. And if it is any difference, if they ask for any difference between distance and displacement or something like that, you will have to make a part, give a partition, right, point wise, so that it will be very much easier for you also to understand while making up the notes, as well as in question paper also you can put the same, answer paper also you can put the same thing. When it comes to other who is correcting your paper, while looking at the paper only, okay, this student completely have understood the concept. So she or he has given certain things. Okay, that is the thing which will come to us, right? So you will have to write it in a systematic way so that it will be very much easier for the one who is giving you marks, awarding you the marks. Okay, so here, if you're working out numerical or something, so you will have to read out the question properly, write out the given data, and a specific formula has to be given, and then you will have to produce. It has to go in a systematic way. Only then you will be awarded with complete center marks. Okay, so now in today's introduction session, I have taught you regarding the subject which you have to focus right now. Since I'm a physics faculty, I have introduced completely regarding the physics. So you will have to keep it in mind. There are 3 contents which has to be with you. That is, one is contents has to be read, and another one is the thing question paper pattern has to be analyzed carefully, and then you will have to execute it. So 3 things are in your own hands. It is left to you how you take it up. Okay, so analyzing contents, analyzing question paper, and executing. These are the 3 simple things which you'll have to follow in each and every subject, and then centum will be in your hands. Okay, so that's all for today, students. Thank you one and all. Have a good day.